Alright, so we got unfavorable clouds here trying to block our view of Venus. But in any case, if you get up before sunrise, have a look in the southeastern sky there on the ecliptic if you're in the northern hemisphere, or in the eastern sky if you're in the southern hemisphere, northeast sky on the ecliptic. Venus is still there on the daily. Before we get into some magnetic stuff, let's show you some other things. We've also got this tomato, which came out of one of the other sprouted tomato crops. Also got lots of aloe growing everywhere. And as far as the current, here's the tomato we've shown before. It's about the size of a pool ball now. And we've got 3 others. There's that one. And there's those 2. That one's the size of a giant pea, and the other one's the size of a ping pong ball. This one's a little bigger than a ping pong ball. What's going on there? Oppenheimer Ranch project.
Oh, we have an app.
Alright, so. And before we get to the GONG2, let's look at some vicious fishes. Nice pose. There you go. There's everybody. You got Jaws. You got Phelps. And you got James T. Kirk, who's boldly gone where no pleco has gone before. Now, because of the recent anomalies there in the GONG2, they're not really anomalies too much, decided to look at the, I forget what these are called, folks, line of sight field plot here so that we can discuss magnetohydrodynamics a little bit. So, first of all, the blue field that you see here is called the B field. That is the portion of a spherical magnet with toroidal poles. The part of the magnetism that goes through the magnet. That is the B field, otherwise known as the ecliptic. And it's not a coincidence that the planets are on this same plane. So, essentially what occurred, which we saw in the GONG2 yesterday, and we'll show you in a minute, is the active region pulling the northern field upward. You can clearly see it on this animation. That active region's magnetism pulled the B field up toward the North Pole because that active region is closer to the North Pole. And that's what caused the southern pole to illuminate the entire GONG2 animation. Also, while we're looking at this, I would note that these are the Z fields. So the portion of the BTBZ that we look at, the Z portion, are these polar jets that come out of all kinds of objects like this. And the reason that a negative Z angle has to do with polarity, the reason that a negative Z angle has to do with earthquakes is because of polarity. So, just to give you a little idea of BTBZ, a little illustration while we're looking at this pane. And here we have the top view ecliptic plane field plot. You're going to see the green field just kind of vanish as it gets canceled out by the south polar magnetic field. Again, it's not because it's gone. It's just because of that active region peeling up the north field, attracting it toward the magnetism. Now, one of the other secrets, by the way, to growing plants indoors is doing air changes. It also helps you be healthier. Now, by the way, we're only using LEDs. We're using strictly LEDs. We have 3 bulbs and 1 bar on this. We also have some garlic and a poinsettia and a blade of grass growing in here. Also on 1 LED light bar. But one of the keys to doing this, and one of the keys to living healthy, is putting an exhaust fan in your window. No matter how cold it is, every once in a while you need an air change. And that's what we're doing now. air changes are crucial, as without the proper airflow, you will not see things like this in your home. Here are the planet locations. Again, if you get up before sunrise or before it's light out, check out Venus, the third brightest object in the sky. Lastly, let's look at the NASA GOES water vapor map. As we can see, some dry massive air is really helping the U.S. out right now. What we're talking about here is you see this area of dry massive air. That's acting as a barrier, and it's keeping this atmospheric river that's flowing through this way in the southern portion of the U.S. Now, that's not going to be a good news for the southeast. They're going to get flooded as many places, as much as 12 inches of rain in various places there. And it is also holding off snow. So you're going to see snow up here in the northwest rather. And things are being held in place by this dry massive air. This dry massive air is what's running the show right now. That's the barrier to the jet stream flow. Let's see how that translates to the Doppler radar. And here's the animation on AccuWeather.com. Be on watch southeast. Southeast, you're going to get significant flooding down there. Thanks for the great forecast, David Schlotauer. We're going to see snow in the northwest. And this system is going to slowly move up this way. And there we are, back to the water vapor map. Don't forget to look up in the sky. Remember, when you're looking up in the sky, don't drink. And if you drink, look up in the sky anyway. Don't look up in the sky while driving. Look at the road, and not your phone.